Hey everyone, welcome to 360 TV. I am your host, of course, Adonis Lockett. And always, I have my trusty consigliere, Mr. My Tuesday lunch is better than your Friday night date night dinner, Darion Coleman.
What's up?
And he will be joining us in joggers or sweats, apparently.
Professional joggers.
Professional. Tonight, our guests, rock stars. Interior designer, Kim hosts her own podcast. Jasper, soon to be property inspector, real estate investors, power couple in the truest definition of the word. So stay tuned. Let's get jumping. Welcome to 360 TV. All right, so I was not over exaggerating when I said that you guys are rock stars, and I feel like my introduction of you two did no justice. So I want to reintroduce you, Jasper, Kim. Please introduce yourself to our viewers in the world. Tell us what you got going on.
Absolutely. So I'm Jasper. This is my wife, Kimberly. But as far as myself, I'm working on my home inspector's license, so
Nice.
delving into that. And then as far as the real estate spectrum, both my wife and I were early on in the investment game, I guess you can say. Got a couple flips under our belt. Currently tackling owner finance as we speak. And
Okay, we're going to dive into that later.
Okay. And I'll let my better half take the rest.
All right.
And I'm Kimberly again. So I own a lifestyle boutique, which encompasses, I do online luxury consignment, but more importantly, I do interior design. And I have a real estate podcast with two other women, so it's three of us,
Nice.
called Real Women Real Estate. The name of my boutique agency is Catch 22 Boutique. And again, that's where I have my interior design and renovation consultant. I'm helping you guys currently with a project, this $1 million flip that everyone's probably talked about and heard about.
Right.
So yeah, those are the two main things, and we do investments with KJH Investors.
Awesome.
Correct.
So I wanna jump in and highlight your podcast because
Yes.
actually the way we met,
Yes.
you and my wife have been in communication. Then you invited us on your podcast.
Correct.
And then as soon as I found out about what you and Jasper were doing, I was like, we need to be their homies.
Yeah.
So tell us about.
And we're
Ditto.
homies.
And here we are.
So tell us about the podcast.
So the podcast is called Real Women Real Estate. It's supposed to be a space for, a lot for women.
Right.
Mainly, but we have guests. We've had men guests. We've had Darion on. We've had Adonis on with Lauren, and we basically talk about all things real estate, right? So it, especially for a lot of our listeners are new novice investors, so it's helping them understand how to even get in the game. There's a lot of people that are listening that are, still in corporate America, but they want to invest. There's some people who are trying to make that crossover and they just don't know which lane to get into because there's so many facets of real estate, right?
Right.
And so many different lanes. I mean, I learn every day when we do the podcast. So, you guys taught us a lot just from, that one episode,
Right.
So it's a great platform, and we do, we do it every other week now.
Got it. How do people find the podcast on social media?
Real Women Real Estate is the name of our Instagram, but you can find it on any platform that has podcasts. So our biggest one is Apple.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk yo.
Look, they about to learn us today. Apparently.
You laughing,
Anchor.
but you ain't got an iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't. So he can. If you have an Android, you
Green
can.
bubbles,
you can
sir?
join.
Green bubbles?
They're
Oh
green.
my
Anchor.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
those green
the
bubbles.
audacity.
Him and Lauren,
Oh,
both
my
of those
God.
bubbles.
Listen.
Lord Jesus. Well, they don't even have bubbles because they don't even come up.
Them
Like,
great.
we don't even see it
We
coming.
live
Green
anonymous. Look, I can't let y'all know my moves. So
We got the privacy setting in the iPhone now. We can ask them not to track.
Okay, 20 years in, I guess.
Hey, it is what it is, but we got it now.
Oh my gosh.
So the podcast, and again, I've tuned into multiple episodes. I haven't tuned into Darion's episode.
His was really good.
Was it?
Well, he talked about y'all, so
I
you should like that
See?
one.
Boom.
I didn't even say
I
anything.
talked about you.
I didn't say anything.
You should like that one.
Yeah, you basically just said.
But
mine,
here's
so what's
the real
irrelevant?
kicker though. Everybody's been on the podcast, but one person in this room.
Wow.
Kim, how you saying, bro?
I'm the easiest person in the book.
Correct. Like, you don't
I'm
even gotta
literally
leave
on the other side of the
crib.
bed. Like,
Right.
hey, when you want to do this
So
thing.
Kim, why hasn't Jasper, investor, and soon to be inspector, like true investor extraordinaire, not made it to the podcast? Why not?
You know, let's see.
Underqualified?
Damn, bro. Damn, bro.
You know, when
Listen.
we get to the investor, I think when he get, you know,
bro.
that inspection, I think that would be a great thing for us to talk about.
You didn't even think about me, though.
I have thought about you. We have
Okay,
talked about you,
alright,
Ashley.
fair
We
enough.
said we're going to have you on. They asked if you wanted to be on. I didn't think you wanted to be on. This is the
Oh.
first I'm hearing this. You guys are hearing it with me.
So, what you know about passive aggressive hints? I've never been on the show.
Exactly. Like,
We 2 minutes
But it
in,
worked,
man.
though.
Animated
But it
pilot.
worked, though.
You know what?
It worked, though.
Yes.
It worked, though. It worked, though.
This
we've
is
never even talked
I
about
just
this.
switched over my little Instagram thing, Inspector_Harris.
Come on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know that. I just saw it the other day in the phone and was like, who is this? So I was like, is this your secret account?
Look,
You know what
somebody
I'm
got
saying?
a fake account with your picture on it.
It's
You
his
don't even have a
burner.
picture up yet.
So with that said, this is the perfect time for us to transition to our Whiskey Wisdom with Lauren.
Hey everyone, it's Lauren, and you know, real estate always has me on the go. So this week we're not going to do a whiskey wisdom, but we will have a Dunkin' iced coffee because Lauren runs on Dunkin', America runs on Dunkin'. That's what you got to do to get by. So this week I want to talk about one of the most important and overlooked factors in real estate investing. Dun, dun, dun. Your accounting. You need to stay running on your accounting and make sure that you have your methods and bookkeeping in place to be able to track when you're on the go, when you're at the desk, if you only have your phone, whatever the case may be, because these receipts add up, things get lost. When you're managing multiple properties and you're trying to do your end of the month accounting and figure out, did you make any money? Or you're doing this flip and you need to know, are you on budget? Accounting is one of the most critical aspects of the business and is often overlooked. If you don't have a good accountant, go get one. Taxes, I don't even want to talk taxes is a whole other whiskey moment. That's when you really need some whiskey. But make sure that you are doing proper accounting, keeping income and expenses separate per property, that you have a system that you use, whether you use QuickBooks, Excel, whatever tracking tool that you want to use. Just make sure you have something rather than nothing, and that it works for you and that you can use it wherever you are. So that's all I have for you. See you guys later. Bye.
I gotta tell you, Lauren is always dropping nuggets. Like,
Yes. Shout out to Boss Lady.
Pump up your wife then.
I mean, she fly. She look fly. Shout
be
out,
dropping
shout out
But
to
it
Lauren.
don't hurt to drop
Shout
a
out to
couple
Lauren.
gems here and there,
Listen,
Don't hurt.
it's funny because I'll shout out Lauren and then she'll immediately throw shade. So that's our dynamic. Like, it works.
That sounds familiar.
Does it? So and so Darian, I couldn't help but notice that Jasper was not invited to the podcast. That is
He wasn't.
3 seasons in now.
It wasn't.
No, this is season 2. Don't do
Oh,
that.
wow.
Don't do
okay.
that.
All right.
We are season
It's
2.
the second season. Still ain't got anybody.
Well, listen, so,
I let him work out the kinks.
you know what?
It's like the first,
Like,
the
grease
first. You don't
wheels
want
a
the
little
first
bit.
iteration of anything,
Fair
So
enough.
I let him work. it out.
So in the back and forth, I overheard Kim mention that you were talking about being a property inspector.
Correct.
All right. So property inspector, that is not a common trade that you hear people get into.
Exactly.
So tell us about that.
Well, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Usually when it comes to like home inspectors, you don't really hear too many people talk about that within the real estate spectrum. It's
Right.
either like a realtor, broker, flipper, contractor. However, when you're
Everybody
talking
wanna be a
about
realtor.
like buying a home, one of the first things that you're going to, well, not first, but one of the main things you're going to do is get the property inspected.
Right.
And even myself buying a house here or there, when it comes to a home inspector, I don't know one. and you kind of tend to rely on your realtor.
Right.
You know?
Or you can log on to myRE360, find your home inspector.
Shameless
That's
plug.
www.myRE360.com. Register for a free account, and you can find home inspectors such as Jasper.
Such as myself.
Right on there.
But
you were saying?
_Harris. However, but again, it's just, it just looked like when you're trying to figure out, okay, where do you fit in within this real estate spectrum? Or, just kind of figure out, okay, this seems kind of oversaturated, like flippers or wholesalers or whatever. And I love looking at houses. Like, I
Right.
love looking at houses. I can look at houses all day long. So I'm like, well, this is kind of right up my alley. I get to look at a house. I get to kind of critique it, kind of point out some things, and then I can move on to the next one. And again, it's a lane where I don't feel as saturated as some of the other ones. So it provides me an opportunity to get my name out there, get my brand out there, get my business out there, and then I can venture off to some of the other lanes.
Did you say get your brand out there? Okay. With the brand. Okay, brand.
Is that our theme of the night?
Get
Get your brand out there. Hashtag get your brand out there.
Right.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll cheers to that.
So check this out. If you are watching this and you're one of our faithful 360 viewers, I want you to hashtag get your brand out there and tell us what your brand is in the comment section, because you never know who might be reading and looking. Do it.
Thanks. So with that said, does that mean that you're going to start out with your own inspection company, or you're going to latch on, like start working with someone, learn the ropes, and then go do your thing? Or do you plan on doing your thing at all, or you rather just work with someone, let them carry the risk? What makes more sense?
Initially, when I thought about it, it was going to be my own. Just get out there. But then I met a gentleman probably not too long ago that has his own home inspection company, and I realized that it might be fruitful to kind of at least work with him,
Right.
kind of figure out the ropes a little bit, kind of figure out, okay, what are some good things to do as far as it comes like a home inspection, as far as like the actual like document you write up and stuff like that.
Right.
And then they come with their own clientele. Like I don't have to sit here and fish. And so
Right.
then once I get that kind of like under my belt, I kind of have my own network. So then
Right.
I can spin off from him or her and then build my network from there.
Controversial question. Do you tell the person that you're working with that you have ambitions of running your own shop?
Absolutely
Or is
not.
that's none of their business?
No, it's none of their business at all.
None of their business?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Why is that?
I mean, I guess it depends on what industry you're in. I think in this industry, because then it's considered competition, right?
Okay.
So I probably wouldn't, and then you never know when that's going to happen. So Jasper could possibly want to work with whoever for 2 or 3 years before he decides to do his own thing. But if you tell them up front, they might be like, all right, in their mind, it's going to be like 6 months and I'm going to let you go type thing. So
Okay.
you never, for me, I mean, you never, loose lips sink ships.
I also feel
Hello.
it's just none of their business, because as long as I'm not pilfering their clientele,
Yeah.
whatever my goals and my aspirations that may be, that's mine.
SAT word.
Okay.
Even like, let's just talk about them.
It was.
They're not telling me like what their goals or aspirations are as a company. Like if they're deciding to downsize, are they going to tell me, but like, hey Jasper, we're thinking about downsizing. You might be one of those people.
Right.
Or they're just going to be like, hey, it's been nice.
Okay.
So, if they can keep their aspirations or what have you close to their chest, then I can do the same. As long as I'm not out here pilfering their clientele, as long as I'm not out here plugging my business on their dime,
Right.
Right.
which is unethical in my opinion.
All right. Or
Man.
most people's opinion.
Yeah, then- well, you'd be surprised, right? In this industry,
had it
this
happen.
dog world, right?
Right.
So-
Contractors do it all the
Yeah,
time.
They do.
The
and-
subcontractors.
So as long as I'm not doing that, as long as I'm doing my part as far as satisfying the client, upholding the business venture, being ethical, then what I desire to do on my personal time is none of your business.
Hello.
I like
What's
it.
the problem?
I like it. He said, what's the problem?
What's the problem?
Fair enough. So then let me ask you this. As a business owner, if you hear this, are you guys familiar with the saying, train your people good enough that they can leave, but treat them good enough that they don't want
wanna
to.
leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I feel like there was some shade there.
I feel like that was a little, that was
Shade-o-meter. Where's the shade-o-meter?
right. Like, there's a lot of subtlety in that.
Tell me why you mad,
So,
man.
like, hey, you busting through the seams on the shade meter, bro.
I
Like,
couldn't pass that one. I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry.
so,
Oh, man.
in all fairness, he did that because I treat Darion poorly. Like
No, you don't. Don't say that.
treat
Don't say
him,
that.
the quality that he brings to the organization, low. You know, low morale, low quality.
I was finna have his back. Y'all heard that, right?
No, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. Finish your. Tell your story.
Listen,
Tell your story.
Can I finish interrupting?
Yeah.
In fairness, I bring that up because one of the things that I instill in all of my staff is that I pour into them so that there's nothing left on the table. So this way, if Darion or any of the other Lockett-N-Homes, L&H Capital, L&H Realty team members wanted to leave, they have everything that they need to leave. However, we've given them so much that leaving, the only thing that would make them want to leave is for them to operate under their own brand, not necessarily for them to thrive any more than we allow, not to say we allow them, that we give them the ability to. That's what I want to say.
What's our hashtag for tonight? Work your brand. Hello. No, I'm just
what is your brand, by the way?
These joggers.
Thank you. Professional
Actually, that wasn't a compliment, bro.
Professional
No,
joggers.
these signature
They're coming,
joggers.
guys.
My brand is, right now, I'm under L&H Capital and Lockett-N-Homes. You can get at me at invest_with_DC for all your real estate needs, as you were saying.
Although I'm still
All
waiting on
of
another
them?
house. Not all of them, because I'm still waiting on another house.
Fair enough. Fair, because you kind of half-stepping, bro.
Why
we'll
you call me?
I called you every other day.
So it's funny that you mentioned, because you guys here, not only are you guys guests on 360, but we do a lot of business together.
Yes.
We have wholesaled the house to you guys.
Yes.
We've done a loan for you guys. Kim, you've been a designer for us in our multi-million-dollar flip. You've been a consultant in our staging efforts. Like, you are just like all over the place in the most profound way possible. And so with that said, let's talk about your interior design.
Yes.
I got to tell you, so I am so anti-outsourcing money. Like, I am hardcore.
I know. If only you would listen.
Uh-oh.
So, well, no, here's the thing.
But he's right.
So my wife came to me like, listen, we're going to get an interior design. I'm like, yo, fuck out of here. Like, listen, I flipped 100 houses. I don't need nobody coming and telling me whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And then she was like, bro, the largest house you flipped was $500K. This shit is $3 million. Like, relax. I was like,
That part.
touche. Touche. But, you know, my thing is, as an investor, especially, you know, having done as many projects as I have, I'm like, listen, I'll go online. I'll see what everyone else is doing. I'll do it. Simple. And I got to tell you, up until you came in, I really believed that notion, but then actually walking with you, and I'll be the first to admit, bringing you on was painful. There's all these opinions, and I'm like, I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it. Like, she was like, well, you know, you got to do this. I don't like that. I mean,
Yeah.
there were things that I
get that temporary.
I didn't even have
every day.
well, here's the thing. I didn't even have an opinion about it, but just because it was someone else giving their opinion, I didn't like it. I don't like it.
You know what? It all makes sense now.
But you know, in fairness, I live my truth. And the thing was, I've been so self-sufficient that bringing on someone else to tell me about how to do my project just seemed blasphemous. Up until walking you in and then just listening to you work, I would be in the corner all sulking, whatever. But then you would be dropping true nuggets. You know what the hell you're doing. And I got to tell you that you are probably amongst the best decisions that we made in our multi-million-dollar project. Bringing on Kim as our interior designer.
Price just went up, y'all.
It did.
So tell us about the business, because I couldn't wait to get home and say why we should let you go. And every time I turned around, you were just on point, on par, just knew what you were doing. You were always ahead of the game.
Right.
Tell us about Kim's interior design business.
Yes.
Okay, back to the project and me coming on. I think it was interesting because the way that it happened, Lauren was just like, I need your help, you know? And then she already told me you were difficult. And so that
Wait. She did?
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Lord, keep it real.
Lauren was like, listen.
Lord, keep it real.
All right.
He's difficult. Darion cosign. So
You were early in the game. How
It was still
It
no.
don't
It was
take a long
enough. It was
time to
enough
see.
time.
It don't take a long time.
It was
to
enough
see.
time.
Damn.
You want the easiest.
right.
So I'm gonna be honest though, out of interior design and renovation consulting, renovations is my favorite. And
Okay.
obviously because I like doing flips, I'm more of the flipper than him. He rather have more rentals. I rather flip.
Hey, bro, you
What?
get it. You get it, bro. You get it.
Okay. Weren't you the flipper? Look, Lauren had to put you on, right?
Yeah, I don't know about you more of the flipper though. 'Cause when you get
Uh-oh.
the thick of things.
Oh, the shade. Okay.
Right.
meter.
Look, the centimeter popping
It's
right
gonna break
now.
tonight.
It's
Look,
easier
they're
for me to
not.
do
Centimeter
it.
popping
It's
right
gonna
now.
break tonight.
It is
Like, yo,
easier
man,
for me to
come
do
on,
it.
bro, we gotta come on. Like,
No, he just get annoyed because I take a
Yes.
while to look at the vision. I have to
Yes.
visualize, and he'll be like, "This and this go together," and I'll be like, "Wait, I gotta see that. Like,
Right.
I need to be able to see, back up, imagine it, visualize it in the space." And he'll be like,
You know
"Bro,
what?
it
Live,
works."
live your truth.
we ain't got time
you.
for
Don't
that.
rush her. Let her live
No,
her truth,
rush
bro.
her.
Man, we be
No,
in front
rush
of the
her.
board with the kids, and he be over there
Absolutely
huffing and
rush her.
puffing like,
Right,
"You
I
ain't
got two
done
little
yet."
kids. They keep asking me, "Daddy, when we leaving?" You
If
know
y'all
why
just
we
be
ain't
quiet.
leaving?
Be like, bro.
So
You
you
know
go
why
in
we
there,
ain't leaving?
black, white, it match. Let's go. Bye.
Yeah,
We out.
basically.
All
He be like, "I got this, I got this. All right,
Guess,
all right,
but guess
cool."
what
And
we
then I
picked,
gotta
though?
be like,
Guess what we picked though?
"I don't know about that."
Yours.
Did we not?
What for? Which one?
Heather Glenn.
I
I mean,
I mean, it was all right. It was
I
all
will
right.
say
It was
I
okay.
saw Heather Glenn. It's fire.
Is it?
It's
I haven't
fine.
seen it yet.
It's
so
Come
we
through.
so
Okay, well, still on the flip, right?
All
On
right,
y'all.
cool.
So the renovation consultant, that is hands down my favorite thing to do.
okay.
I love to pick it out when people listen. I love
All right.
to put things together, and I'm gonna just say, Adonis has a lot of opinions on a lot of things.
He does.
And so it's hard to convince him, this doesn't necessarily, it's not going to, it may look, and that's a hard part for a lot of people to see, right? A lot of people, I can visualize rooms without, how you say, oh, it needs to be staged or this or that. A lot of people have to see what it's going to look like. It's kind of like your outfit. People can look at the mannequin and be like, oh, I want this. Or if you see it on the hanger, you don't really know what it looks like unless you put it on.
Correct.
I can visualize what I think it's going to look like without all of that. So I can look at a room and this is something that's just been natural that I just kind of embraced over the years. And I can back up and say that it did in the past, and I still work through that, give me, what's it called? Imposter syndrome. So I did
What is that?
Imposter syndrome is when you don't realize your talent, or you know that it's there, but you self-sabotage, or you think that something's like, you
Yes.
second guess yourself.
I seen that today.
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah,
okay.
I did a reel on it actually, but yeah, so
Okay.
you second guess yourself, and you second guess it maybe, and it not necessarily mean that you don't think that you're good enough, but if you've had some kind of pushback on something, it's like, oh well, damn, maybe I need to reconsider what I'm doing.
Okay.
Right. So I went through that because I didn't go to school for interior design. It's something that's always come natural for me.
Right.
And I've been doing it for so long that it was like, okay, it was from a hobby. And then it's like, oh, in order for people to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously.
Right.
And you have to
Yes.
project that, right?
Right.
And you have to speak that out and manifest it. So I've been manifesting all of this for years.
Okay.
Yes.
Manifest.
I've been manifesting and praying on it for years,
Come
but we're
on.
gonna say
Okay.
manifest. So I've been manifesting everything for years, and it's one of those things that I just finally had to live in my truth and be like, no, I got this.
Got it.
And even still on big projects, even with y'all's project and a project that I'm working on in Scottsdale that you guys have all heard about,
Right.
it is one of those things. It's like I still hold my breath every time.
Right.
And
Why
it's one-
though? Why?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. You're very confident. I'm not gonna even say cocky. You're confident in what you do, right?
Right.
Sometimes you second guess your confidence when not even an unsureness, but just because you're waiting for somebody else's approval.
Got
And
it.
even though I work for myself, I still have to get approval from my clients, right?
Right.
And so if someone's like, because Lauren is very opinionated too, she's like, I don't really like that. Now I got to call on Darian and be like,
Yes.
Darian, convince him to get this shit. Because neither one of them are listening and they bickering. I need another person. So I knew why I was brought on, because I
Right.
felt like the dynamic, Darian, had y'all, but then it was one of those like, okay, are they really listening to me type thing? Are they
Right.
listening to each other? Because, you two working together, coming in between that, woo.
Woo. So just to add some color to that, I will admit that doing the number of projects that I've done, I'm very thick-headed about real estate specific things, especially about renovations. And I'll take full admission to that, and I'll even admit that change is really tough for me. So
get that.
when Lauren brought you on, I hooted and hollered.
And I get that, but listen, and then she got me at a discount, so you're winning.
This is
So,
right.
Uh-oh.
She did. She told us.
Uh-oh.
When she told us the price, I was like, I mean, well, God, well, you got it for that. Then
Yeah,
it'd be
exactly.
crazy not to bring her on.
Yeah, you're winning right now.
So,
but at the same time, it's not about, one thing that I had to learn as a business person is how to delegate.
Right.
The hardest part is to be the person doing everything. Beyonce does not do everything.
Right.
She delegates out. If she wouldn't be Beyonce today if she didn't.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you have to learn how, or Bill Gates or anyone else, you have to learn how to let go of the strings that you're holding,
Right.
and give people, their space, right? Or
Right.
give their lane.
So-
So he's, you're phenomenal. Obviously, you're a flipper and you do that all the time. But there's a difference in the same thing that you told us. Remember, you're like, oh, there's difference in contractors. There's, we got A levels and we got B levels, we got C levels, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The same thing happens in interior, right? You
Right.
can have, if you were
Absolutely.
going in and you know that you're in a $250,000 level house, do you really need me? No, probably
Right,
not,
right.
unless it's your own personal home and you want to hire me, Catch 22 Boutique.
Uh-oh.
So if you want to hire
love
me
it.
to help interior design or renovate your home, you can call me. But if you were talking about someone who was just going in, oh, I'm going to rent this place, then you don't really need someone like me because you already got that. It's the
Right.
same thing with our contractor. He was like, with our bathroom, he kept telling Jasper and I, no, this is not going to look good, bro. He fought us tooth and nail. And I'm looking at him like, we got this.
Right.
Now, fast forward, he's used the same concept that we did in our bathroom multiple times since in
got
his
it.
flips.
Wow.
So-
So to our viewers out there, let me say what's not being said exactly. Being a boss is not always about just being good at everything.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing the good in others and deploying them and encouraging them to make that good work for your benefit.
And in your case, it's not about like it's not like you were relinquishing. I didn't come in to take over anything. I came in
Right.
to assist.
Right.
So,
And so, how do you deal? I will tell you, without batting an eye, I am a very high maintenance, difficult person to deal with.
Yes.
In a space where I believe I am amongst the more competent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind Darion's shade because he's a hater. But how do you deal with the guy that's done it for 10 years, knows what he's doing, has proven it out, and then you come in and say, listen, I know you know what you're doing, but trust me, you're kind of out of your league in this. How do you say that in a way that doesn't further instigate the situation?
yeah, I get it. I don't know. What did I say to you?
You know,
She said, let's just clear
No,
the table.
actually, I didn't. So,
You know what
prime
happened?
example.
And what she said, did it further instigate the situation?
No, okay, prime
Or did it
example.
not?
I think the biggest telltale was when we were in that master bathroom and you were sitting there and I was just like, I'm just going, woo.
she let me just hoot and holler it out, and then they were like, but this still looks nice though, and I was like, so how Kim did it with me, which I thought was very impressive, was that instead of combating me, she let me holler
Hoot and
holler
holler.
about everything, about all my opinions, and then she surveyed, right? You surveyed. You said
People reader.
there are 3 or 4 of us here, let's survey. And one by one, everyone agreed with Kim, and to a point where I thought it was intentional just to spite me. And then,
Of course you did. Of course you did.
but then,
all about Adonis.
but and no, and it's the thing, and that's why I said I can easily admit that I am very difficult, because after we went through it and we went through the iterations of, listen, just step outside. This is where you and Lauren got me. Step outside yourself for a moment and then just listen to what the collective is telling you. 3 different backgrounds, 3 completely different opinions, all agree to the same thing that you opposed to. You are a minority, which means that in this instance, you have a minority opinion and something that needs to have mass appeal. And the one thing I said, whenever I negotiate or do anything about flipping houses, my number 1 rule is that it has to have mass appeal.
Right.
Right? Because you want to play to the numbers to sell your house. And once you were able to prove, without ever arguing with me, I was a minority opinion, that's when I realized Kim is the right person to be in the position, because she is quarterbacking the majority opinion. And so I will be the first to co-sign, your interior designs are phenomenal.
Thank
Wow.
And your process is even more impressive, because I don't know any more person difficult to work with than me. And the fact that you,
Whoa, I'm so.
no,
I don't either. Thank God for growth, y'all. If you're
not my first difficult person.
Cheers to growth.
in the comment section, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
for the
producer
night.
Ryan
Hashtag
needs to say cheers to that comment right there. That's a drop in gems.
Bruh,
Thank God, no,
when
not
the
even
producer
growth.
gotta chime in.
Yeah.
Not even growth. Thank God for self-realization.
Self-realization, yes.
see,
Just thank God.
Amen.
Just thank God.
but I gotta tell you, I was so impressed with the way you handled the whole thing. I became your biggest fan.
Thank you. Aw.
Biggest fan. So
This is the first I'm hearing it. We're all hearing this together.
Right.
So biggest fan, biggest supporter, biggest advocate of your process, of your product, and
you.
your overall finish. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Can't wait for the house to sell. And I think it's also because my love language is acts of service. So there's things that I do that I don't want to disappoint, right? And
Right.
so that's my biggest thing. I was like, I don't never want to be anyone's disappointment. And I want to, so if y'all don't win, I don't win, right? Because that's a reflection of me in a sense. Some of those decisions were made by myself. I mean, for y'all.
Right. Right.
But I mean, what I'm, and at the end of the day, it's more so about the collaboration that happens, and that's what happened. We were able to collaborate and get the job done, and that's the bigger part. And it's
Right.
like you were able to, for Lauren, it was a stress reliever because she was really stressed out over this project, and she's like, I need you because Adonis is stressing me out. And so insert me, and then Adonis stressed me out. But at least it took some off of her. And then in turn it stressed out Jasper because he had to hear about it.
I'm about to say, and welcome to my life. You
And
know
Darian,
that
because I
on
was shocked. I was like,
MTV,
oh my
How they
God.
used to say, you think you know, but you have no
idea.
idea.
But I think that's big for you again to be able to step away and realize that it was okay to bring in somebody, and it wasn't like I was stepping over you like, oh, it has to be done this way. I was there to complement what you guys were already doing.
Right. So I gotta tell you, our finish out, I want to shout out to you and Lauren, the collective designers that made our multi-million-dollar project like glow and do what it do.
I want to be on the next one.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
and
he
we definitely
he
doing
thinks
it.
he's a designer now.
You know,
He did one whole thing.
I had some
smooth with
input
mine
too.
first.
I mean, and Darian,
It's-
you were there
smooth.
to sweep the floors and
Yeah.
I guess wash the windows.
No, he had a pivotal fountain moment.
Oh,
He
yeah,
had a
wait,
pivotal
the sink at the bar. He did that.
He had a pivotal sink
I mean,
moment.
right,
you
you
know.
know,
Faucet at the bar, that shit was dope. Yes.
Thank y'all.
It was a good location,
Right.
I
Off
did
center,
that.
off
I
center
did
for the
that.
bar.
Just saying.
And
But-
even some of the ideas in the kitchen,
But I just love the fact that
Most
between
of them, hell, you did the whole rendering.
I gotta tell you, Kim, like your style of like performance is just really exceptional.
Thank
So
you.
I just want to say, if I've never told you directly,
You haven't.
this
This is the first, y'all.
well, if I haven't
I
told
barely
you,
thought he liked
Hey,
me.
look, are y'all recording? Are y'all recording?
We on
we on
TV,
film,
right?
if I
Don't
haven't
say
told
it.
you, if I
Thank
haven't
you.
told you, I genuinely appreciate not only your contribution
Thank you.
to our project. I do heavily accredit the finish out, our potential success to you.
Thank you.
And I also infinitely applaud the way you dealt with me, the most stubborn and
Yes.
bullheaded client you'll
Yes.
probably have, but your biggest cheerleader, fan supporter, advocate moving forward.
I'm about to put 1% on the backside of that contract.
Relax. Slow down. Slow down.
Hey, what's the
But
reason
that's
why?
a
Rep
win for
your
everybody.
brand.
That's right. Rep
Get
your
your-
brand,
get
catch
your
me
bag.
TNT.
But you know what, though?
it's great.
You
Get
know,
your bag.
I will tell you honestly, and you mentioned this earlier, you discounted your services. I genuinely feel whatever that balance is, you need to invoice us. Because you need to be
Lauren
paid.
gonna be like,
No.
Lauren,
Let me tell
say
you.
that.
I am the first
Got it
person
on
in
film.
every show to say you need to pay for quality. And I never want quality. I believe as a lender, as an investor who provides advice to other investors, I never feel that my quality should ever be diminished. And I will be the first to say that pay for quality support and pay your team well. So whatever balance that you discounted, I need you to invoice us because I'd like to close out that balance.
Don't say that.
Where my calculator at? Where my
Y'all don't
calculator
understand.
at?
Let me send this invoice.
my
What time we done with
boss
this?
man to do this, huh?
Where my calculator
Make me
Where my
So
calculator at?
so I'm gonna tell you my thing is pay your people well.
Yes.
You take care of your people, they will take care of you. And I don't think we took care of you the way you took care of us, and I want to make that right.
Oh, that's sweet. But
Adonis, that is so nice.
that
of you.
is.
Not to you though. You don't get paid.
Cut
Damn.
the check.
Nah, just-
Cut the check.
Yo,
Hey,
cheers,
at least somebody-
cheers,
We'll do a cheers.
cheers to Kim
Yeah.
and being
Look
paid
at this.
her worth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, that brings me to another point. Look, I didn't took over the show. I have
This
become
your show.
Adonis.
This
This
is your
your
show.
time. Yeah.
No, what I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'm just
say
an
is
accessory.
you are.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. No, but what I was gonna
Best
say is
accessory you got, though.
okay.
Well done.
Rep your brand.
Inspector Harris.
Go ahead, go ahead.
But no, I was gonna say, like, okay, for instance, the fact that we were able to do different kind of business together, and you guys came through for us on, especially you, on that house.
Absolutely.
Because it is in walking distance of our house.
I thought she was lying,
Absolutely.
y'all, but it really is.
It really is. He thought I was playing.
Absolutely.
Literally, I was like, okay, come to our house and then I'll take you over there. It's literally in walking distance of our house.
Absolutely.
And that is the best thing because one of the flips we did last year was on the other side of town and was it Rockwall?
I don't know, bro. I got
that is-
PTSD on that.
Woo.
It was, so he
It's
was like
Roy
the next,
City.
he was
Roy
like the
City.
Roy City. It was in Roy City and we live in Oak Cliff. So he was like, the next one's got to be
And I
close
can't-
to
and I
us.
can't really truly express how much I despise Roy City.
Because he's like, never. Am I going out there ever again
I've
in
been
life?
censored to an extent, but
It's an hour, almost an hour drive
and
both
it's one
ways.
and
Is it?
Just to go
absolutely.
check on it,
One
you
way
know?
is an hour, and then also being in Roy City, like let's say I need to do a Home Depot run or a Lowe's run, that's on Rockwall. It's 30 minutes from the house.
Oh my God.
So that's already an hour out of my day that
Just
I've already
in-
driven an
just in
hour
commute.
all the way over there. And God forbid if I forget something in the house. And it's just like,
So let me highlight what y'all may have missed. The power of manifestation. They said, and
Yes.
according to Kim,
Yes.
they said that, hey, we want our next flip to be close by. And what did you get, Kim?
Riding around the
Come on,
corner.
somebody.
And
Come
I put
on,
it on my
somebody.
vision
but
board.
just think about from
You put on your vision
real
board.
estate as an
did.
Wow,
investor.
get a
Like,
vision
how
board.
often does that really even happen?
Yes.
That is a
It
rare.
doesn't happen often.
But here's the thing that I also want to make sure is not overlooked. Kim came in as our interior designer. We ended up wholesaling a house to her, became the lender for her, and now the amount of business that we're going to do together is just off the charts.
Not
Yes.
even that. Y'all came on. It started from the guests. Y'all came on
Yes.
as guests. Well,
Right.
Lauren was invited. Adonis kind of crashed. So
did.
they both came on. Lauren was invited as a guest. Adonis came with her. And
Took over the show like
Took
how,
over the show.
how you beasting on Jasper
Yeah.
right now. That's what I did on the show.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. It's all good.
he's used to it. So
all good.
he can't, but that's
I'm here
how
for
it
the
all
drinks.
started. And
Right.
it's again,
It's
it's
just-
about connections and how you deal with people. And you just genuine. When you're your genuine self, it kind of grows, right?
Right.
And then
Yes.
Darion came in with the save of the year with this house. Not only was it the right neighborhood. I mean, I feel like HGTV. You know how people be like when they looking for new houses. Oh, I don't want to leave my neighborhood. We were like, why the hell they always not want to
I
leave
used
their
to think it
neighborhood?
was one of the dumbest comments ever on
But
the show.
until you realize,
I really did, because it was like, oh, I want this house, I want this, and I want this, but I don't want to leave my neighborhood.
what the bruh?
And it was just like, well, how are you going to get all that? Because everybody in your neighborhood is still in your neighborhood. Like,
Right.
where
He's
you
also
gonna
a
get this
military
house?
brat, and he's used to moving a
Well,
lot.
no, even that too. But I'm just like, how are you going to do this? You know what I'm saying? You know that you're in a well-established neighborhood. You know houses don't sell like that.
Right.
So how do you have this extensive wish list
In your
and then-
neighborhood.
in my neighborhood? It's
Right.
like, how
And
is
your
that gonna
house is
work?
in your neighborhood.
Right, and you already live in your neighborhood. Like, how is this gonna work? And
Right.
I used to think it was the dumbest comment ever.
And then it happened.
And then, as investors, it's like, man. And then when
Really
you
will
driving
mess
like
up
an
over here.
hour over here, or you driving 45 minutes over
You're
here.
like, I don't see why I don't need to be
Right.
in the
I was like,
neighborhood.
man, and I would tell her, but like, man, I don't care what we do. This next house better be in my goddamn neighborhood.
And that's exactly what
And
happened.
that's what happened.
It was the right house. It was the right timing. It was the right amount. It was clearly the right neighborhood. But and
Right.
even still, the amount of work that was needed was very minimal.
Right.
You guys did that. And we're grateful because I can't wait. I mean, it's done, completely done. We're just now at the end of it with the owner finance and refinance.
So you have a lender that's refinancing you into a landlord loan?
Oh, yeah, that would be y'all.
Oh, so you mean LNH Capital, www.lnhcapital.com. If you're an investor and you need a landlord loan, interest rates go down as low as 3.75% on a 30-year fixed PITI, as the guests pleasantly have told you. So feel free to holler at us, www.lnhcapital.com. Click on Get Soft Terms, and we maybe just knock out your next landlord loan for interest rate in the 3s.
Facts.
You better hashtag rep your brand.
You better.
I mean, listen.
I see you.
I'm saying.
So one thing, but here's another thing too. So I want to make it clear to everyone. Don't do business with friends is the dumbest notion. That is the stupidest concept. And I'm going to tell you, I'd rather do business with my friends any day of the week, because if I'm empowering them, they will empower me. We keep money within the circle, within the community, and that's what every successful and every culture does that helps them grow within their community. They keep money within their friends, their community, and their family. So this whole don't do business with your friends, stop it. It's silly. Support your friends, support their businesses, take advantage of their services, because they are just as qualified, if not more qualified than the next person, because they know you and they know how you operate. And in Kim's instance, she know how to weather the chaos and drama that was Adonis and my know-it-all self. And now she's one of my favorite people in the world.
I love this. I love these accolades.
So then, I mean, so I definitely want to touch on that, right? That's always such a slippery slope. Do you guys agree? Do business with your friends, yes or no?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You have to know who to do business with, and we've been there before.
Yes.
So you've had a business with friends that went left.
Family.
Okay. Fair enough.
So let's back up. Before we started investing in properties,
was it his family? Because
no.
Because
He looking real offended.
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Like, you talking about me?
You talking about my auntie?
You know she had a bad leg. You chose to do it.
Before we bought properties, and then also make sure you have a good team, because our first investment property that we bought, we lived in we moved here from DC. We moved here from Maryland, right? I'm from Houston. Shout out.
That's the family I want to fight.
Did she Longhorn?
No, H-Town. That's an H.
Oh,
not Longhorn. That's
you
Longhorn.
clearly never
This
lived
is
in
H.
Houston. Oh my God.
I don't know. Like,
She's not from Houston.
I am, because he now says I'm from
She's
DC.
like 10 years removed.
I am 10 years removed
Bruh,
this year.
if you
from
got a
DC.
Google map where you from,
It don't matter.
it
I don't have a
don't
Google
count.
map.
But in
I got a Google map in Dallas.
But in fairness, I
But
went
you're
to
not
high
from
school in
Dallas.
DC, so shout out.
Shout out to DC.
DC.
What high school you went to?
I went to school in PG County.
Okay, we
Okay,
lived in
we
PG
lived in
County.
PG.
Where in PG County?
Temple Hills.
Temple
I
Hills.
went to Oxon Hill.
You went to Oxon Hill?
I
That's around the
did.
corner from us.
Right, yo, I went to Oxon Hill, then I went to Surrattsville. I
That's
graduated from
crazy.
Surrattsville.
Wow.
Wow, I thought you were just a New Yorker. You have never talked about this DC life.
Listen,
Because he's
It's
a
a
New
first
Yorker,
for
though.
me,
That's
too.
why. This is why.
So we lived in DC or Maryland, and
Yeah,
we bought a house in Houston.
Okay.
Before we bought the house in Houston, though, we had a trucking business, so we had 2 back-to-back experiences.
Okay.
We when we moved to Dallas, we still had the trucking business, and
Okay.
shout out to anybody that does the trucking business, because it's a lot. It's
I
very
hear
lucrative.
that's a lucrative business.
We owned our
It is
truck.
very lucrative.
It's very lucrative, but you have to spend-
When it's hitting all cylinders, it's easy money.
You got to spend all that is a
But when it's
full-time
not,
job.
It is not.
Them
Okay.
drivers are
And
baby.
them
Why is it a
drivers-
full-time job? The drivers are self-managed, right?
No,
No. Okay.
they like babies.
It's
They
so
like
like-
kids.
So like, okay, to put it kind
That's
of
what
like
we would
to-
think.
To put it in probably like an analogy you might understand. Think of drivers as like contractors,
Okay.
and contractors make or break your flip,
Right.
Correct.
right?
The
And
drivers
most
will make or break your
contractors
business.
don't give a
Correct.
because you know what? Someone's always needing a contractor.
Okay.
Yes.
Same with drivers.
Same with drivers.
They
But
will
I
leave
mean,
your truck.
But the thing is,
They
makes
will
sense.
leave your truck.
But that makes so much more sense now.
But,
when you,
but yeah,
They
And
will
so
leave your truck
the minute-
if you just
the
get
minute
mad
something
at them.
happens that they don't like,
wow.
they will abandon your truck.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
My man,
I didn't
my
know
man
that.
parked our joint in a rest stop in North Carolina.
Left the keys on the top of one of the wheels.
Now,
You're kidding.
fortunately, where he's from in North Carolina, my family is from. So I know where to find it. But my man left the joint at the truck stop, was like, hey, your keys are in such and such. This is the truck stop. Best of luck.
Really?
So what a good GC is to an investor is what
a good driver is to a trucking business.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And that was just one.
We just learned something.
We've had another
We
one.
just learned something.
Where basically he was riding solo, so you can run teams with just 2 drivers in the truck or solo.
Right.
Because we had
He was running solo. He was running solo, and we was like, hey, we're thinking about bringing on a teammate for you, because the reality is teams is the best way to do it, because as long as the truck is moving, you make money.
Right. We didn't do local. Ours was
it's over the road.
On the road.
And so like when you're dealing with a solo driver, like laws stipulate how long they can drive.
He has to. So my brother's a truck driver, so he told me that. Like
laws stipulate when he has to stop, when he has to sleep,
right,
when he can be on the road.
Right.
Where when you have 2 drivers, the other
can
driver
alternate.
can batch that.
Right.
So we're like, hey, we're gonna bring on another driver because there's more money.
Now, does he lose money by bringing on?
No.
He makes money because
the truck is moving.
You get longer, but you get longer loads.
Ah, got it.
Because the name of the game is mileage.
Okay.
So
they get paid per mile.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Well, to an extent. So the way we did it was basically like a 60-40 split of the actual cost of the load.
Okay.
You can do mileage, but it's kind of hard to pitch that.
Right.
It's very hard to tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna give you like 30 cents a mile. And they'd be like, whatever, I'll go to this guy over here.
Yeah.
So we would do like a 60-40 split. But think about, 60-40 split of a load that takes 3 hours as opposed to a load that takes a day.
Right.
The day load is going to be like thousands of dollars.
Right.
So you're going to get a better take home, but you can't explain that to them because unfortunately some of them, they're not exactly the most educated.
Right.
Probably just a high school degree. And so they don't understand.
Which is okay.
That.
No, it's okay. No, they're great.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool.
A lot of them
like,
have a lot of
get your GED. But at the end of the day, I went to college.
It's more so like the difference between corporate America. They've never been in corporate America, right?
Okay.
So they operate different. That's all.
So you explain to them, hey, we all make more money.
Absolutely.
So how did that become a fallout?
The reason it becomes a fallout is because, and to their credit, you're pairing me with a total stranger.
Right. That I have to say that's sitting 3 feet from me.
And this truck is basically their house on wheels.
Right.
So you just put them in my apartment.
Imagine you and I just met, and we got to travel the road.
Can't do it.
We got to eat, sleep, and everything in this truck.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So to their credit, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I'm like, well, if you're out here trying to make money, you're going to try to find a way to make this work.
Got it.
But he didn't. So my man was like, hey, your shit is at the rest stop. my flight is at 12. This is like at 11.
All right.
My flight's for 12. And best of luck to you. And our joint was at a rest stop. The key was on the back tire. And that was that.
Is that when y'all jumped? Yeah, I got out of the trucking business.
No, we still held on to it for a little bit longer.
We actually had the house first. We sold the house, bought the truck.
Yeah.
So
y'all still have trucks now?
No, we sold the truck last year.
We sold the truck. I want to say maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago now.
But the funny thing is,
it was in storage.
I've actually reached out to a friend of mine. He was doing it as well, and I was like, "Hey, do you like miss the industry or whatever?" And he was like, "Yeah, I kind of do." And I was like, "Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I kind of had the itch too."
Let me tell you something. He on his own on that.
Hey.
I was on my own the first time.
And you gonna be on your own on that again?
But either way, you all were able to learn many lessons doing that.
Oh, learned a lot. I mean, it's an expensive lesson.
So before we go to the next segment, I just want to ask, what would be the top 3 lessons you would say you learned in the real estate investing, house flipping area to give to our guests?
I'm gonna say, have a really good contractor.
Okay.
Have a really
I've had
good.
opinions about your contract. I have opinions about everyone's contractor.
Yeah.
Even my
contractor.
Yeah,
Even
I also
my
have
contractor.
opinions about interior design because you can't keep putting in your personal preference into a house that's not for you. But we're going to keep it moving. So with that being said, I'm going to say that my biggest one is have a great team.
Okay.
You got to have a great team behind you, period. No matter how it is, whether whoever you're working with, for us, it's us. And for Lauren and Adonis, it's them and you, right? But have a great team.
Don't loop Darion into it.
And you.
Don't loop
Every time I
Darion.
get a little shine.
No, because Darion is a vital
He's
part of the
okay.
team. Because
He's okay.
because when you guys disagree, there needs to be a middleman. Because y'all be going.
Darion, you know why I stopped rocking with Darion early on? Because he always agreed with Lauren. Lauren would be like, the sky is purple.
No,
Darian would be like, well, at 7 o'clock, at the hue of the sky, I was like, get out, fuck out of here.
Wait. Have you seen Lauren, though?
Okay.
Of course we're going to agree with Lauren.
Boss lady look good. Boss lady fly.
Excuse you?
He can say she fly. Look, he work for
Do we
fly
have
too.
commercial breaks? No, I'm just boss lady. She is very beautiful. She is.
She all right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
She flies.
I would say my number one would be your team.
Okay.
What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of piggyback on that. Like, it's definitely your team. Your team is definitely going to make or break you, whether you're dealing with a qualified realtor, whether you're dealing with.
Yeah, because some realtors, ooh.
I mean, we
don't have those issues.
Well, we don't now, but like I know in my personal experience, just buying my first home in the past, I didn't realize the realtor I was dealing with was like in the part-times.
Wow. Adonis, where can they find a good realtor if they need one?
If you need a good realtor, you can log on to www.myRE360.com. You search on real estate agent and you will see a plethora of very solid, very qualified, and investor-friendly real estate agents that'll help you find your next home or investment project. www.myRE360.com, or feel free to reach out to Lockett-N-Homes.
Or invest with DC.
Hey,
but I'm still waiting on another house, guys, so don't reach out to him because I need mine first.
He's on timeout. He
on time.
Don't reach out to him because we're still waiting on our next one.
He busy.
I've been in real estate
He's
school.
busy.
Yeah.
Okay?
I've been in real estate school.
He busy.
So
Find another house.
your takeaway, have a good team.
Yeah.
Your takeaway, have a...
I mean, it's kind of hers. I'd probably say, I guess maybe number 2 is from probably like make sure you have your funding, your finances in check.
And know your goals.
You know, make sure you have that. And then 3, I agree with you. Make sure you have your goals. Like really sit down and think about, okay, what are you really trying to do in real estate?
Right.
Are you trying to do the flips? Are you trying to do the wholesales? Are you trying to do the buying holds?
Right.
Even within like buying holds, are you trying to do owner finance? Are you trying to do lease to own? Are you trying to do strictly rentals?
Right.
Know your lane.
So really figure out, okay, what are you trying to do? Because I mean, real estate is such a broad field, you know, so like really try to figure out as an investor, like what do you want to do? And obviously it's not set in stone, right? You can be a flipper and then decide, you know what, okay, I've had enough, you know, let me start building up like my actual portfolio. Let me start buying and holding. Or, you know, or vice versa. You started buying and holding, you're like, okay, cool, I got my core properties. All right, let me start doing this. Let me start wholesaling. Or let me start flipping. Or let me, you know what? Maybe I want to do construction, new construction.
Right.
So one of the things that I just love about this episode that I've been able to put together, viewers, one of the underlying themes of tonight, I know we talked about manifestation, right? But I think to get to that, what you just heard here is you have to set intentions to manifest something.
Amen.
All right, I'm going to say that again. You have to set intentions to manifest something. So if you are watching this and you're saying like, oh, I want to be a real estate investor, I want to be like Kim and Jasper, they set intentions. Right. So don't just get into this just for the gratification, the financial benefits of it. Set intentions with your life, and then set intentions if you do decide to get in real estate with your real estate career. Understand what it is you want to do, put faith and work behind it, and then make it happen.
And
that
you know what?
is the magic formula.
I was going to say, I'm going to do a 3B to that and say, also, when we talk about it, I know he's big on not really wanting to network, but then now we network and he loves it. So, but
He was like, listen, I won't talk to nobody.
It requires some stimulus.
Stimulus,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
won't talk to nobody.
you know, you speak it into existence. It goes along with the manifestation.
But networking
right?
is very integral.
It's all about relationships.
Well, I was going to say relationships, build relationships, build rapport with people. And then, for instance, I want to say one of the, outside of y'all's, your podcast episode with Real Women Real Estate, Rhonda did an amazing job when she came on.
Yeah,
and so when she's the one, she was like, well, she's the one that got me. Cause I was like, yeah, we want to have rentals. She was like, well, what's your criteria?
Well, slow down, bro. Like, you asking all these questions.
I just want to rent.
A domicile. Silly question.
A
domicile. What you mean? No, how much are you wanting to spend? You know, what are you trying to make off on your rent? You know, a month. You know, she went through this whole list and she gave her what, 80, 20, 20. She had what, that 62. She got a whole little formula. Right. And I was just like, you know, those are the things that you want to be around. You got to be around. And, you know, 3C. You got to be around the people who are doing the things that you want to do.
Well, I'll piggyback off of that, and I guess
Yes.
I'll say like a 3D, and this is probably something that I've always been critical on you about, is you actually got to talk about what you're trying to do. You know, you got to be vocal on what you're trying to do, what are you doing, and like I tend to be kind of tight-lipped, whereas thank God that I have a counterpart that isn't.
I'm still tight-lipped on
It's
certain
about
things.
balance.
It's
But
about,
it's a good
but
balance,
again, like people don't know if you don't say anything.
Right.
And like I know me, like I guess I tend to have a personality like I want to be doing it before I start talking.
Right.
Well, that doesn't necessarily work for everybody.
We
You
just
can't-
learned that the other
you know
day
what
at
I'm
Tower
saying?
Club, right?
Right.
He started talking about it, and all
Right.
of a sudden, we
Right.
got
And
these.
so
We got this.
So that's something that I'm learning. It's like you gotta tell people what you're doing or what you're
Right.
trying to do or what you plan on doing,
Right.
because this man might be like, oh well, if you trying to do that, man, why don't you holler at such and such? Like I'll put in the plug for you, you know. And it's
Right.
like, well, damn,
Or
I
you
would
can
have never
put
knew
yourself
that.
on the website. What is it?
www.myRE360.com. Register for free, at least for the moment, and get plugged in.
Get plugged
Absolutely.
in, guys.
So I would say just just get out here and talk and let people know like what are you trying to do.
Absolutely.
You know.
I love it.
And I think that's the only thing. One more thing before.
Yes.
I think with our community, I feel like a lot of other communities do a better job at that. And that's
Absolutely.
not. And I'm not going to even say that's our fault, right? That was a learned thing because we were segregated, right?
Right.
And not necessarily, I mean, segregated black and white, but we were segregated from each other because of how we were. Whatever the case is. I feel like that's where the crab in the barrel comes in, and that's where the keeping up with the Joneses comes in. We're trying to keep up with people instead of trying to network and be with people. There's a bigger difference in growing our community together versus, let me try to keep up with them, and I'm going to one-up them, and I'm not
Right.
going to help them. I'm not going to tell them who I got this house from. I'm not going to tell them, don't call him, because I still waiting on mine. But I'm not going to tell them where I got my house from. I'm
Absolutely.
going to do this first, and then I might let you know, or I might not, because
Jay-Z
I feel
talked
like
about it.
there's
And then the
enough
whole time that you're doing that, you're not empowering anybody.
anybody. And at the same time, there's so much money in the world. There's enough for all of us to win.
Right.
At no point am I your real competition. I feel like that. I don't know. They're like, I play sports. He'll try to say I didn't.
It's
But I
questionable.
play. It's questionable.
It's debatable.
But I am.
She has
what
a
he
few
will.
pictures here and there, but
What he will say
It
is
can be
I'm
glamour
competitive,
shots.
Right.
and he's the one that used to try to cover stuff up because I got a better grade when he.
Oh, you're the guy
One
that would
time.
be like,
He
yo,
did that
chill.
one time. I got a
Yo,
better
chill,
grade.
bro.
Oh, he did that one
Chill,
time.
bro.
She
He
got
was
a better,
like,
she got a better grade than me one time.
and he didn't want to
And
share
I
his
was like,
homework with me
"All
no
right,
more.
bet." But no, I had to hear about it. I had to hear about it.
Yo,
I had,
chill.
No,
Yo,
I had to
chill.
hear about it. No, I had to hear about it. But like, hey, you did all that cramming
And I'm
the
over
night
there like,
before.
babe.
I just woke up the next day
yo.
and I got a better grade.
But
than you.
listen,
So
why
I was like, all
are
right,
you
bet.
mad that she using her tools to get
I'm
ahead?
not mad. I'm
listen,
not
you
mad.
her tool.
No,
like,
right.
Listen,
No,
yo,
I am not a tool.
yo,
no.
yo, chill.
I
You
am
would
not
have
a
studied.
tool.
You wouldn't even have to look at my paper.
So
You know,
I was like,
mad. I would get at that motherfucker like, move your arm, motherfucker.
Yeah, basically.
And so I was like,
Let
oh,
me see your homework.
No, so
He was like,
all
you got that?
You
You got
you
that?
that good. You that talented.
Oh, so
all right, let's find
You
out.
feeling yourself? All right,
find
motherfucker.
out.
Like, wait. All right,
Let's
wait.
find out.
All right.
And what
Wait till I
happened?
see you in the
And what
courtyard
happened?
Saturday.
I
What happened?
Look, when you need to get in the
about?
party, don't holler at
Don't
me.
holler
No,
at
you
me.
did
Don't
not.
holler at me.
No, you did not.
Either way, I'm saying
Don't
we
holler
don't have
at
to
me.
compete with each other. We can
Right.
all work together to get to the common goal. Is what I'm trying to say is there's no competition, right? I feel like so many of us in our community want to compete with each other or see what so-and-so is doing and let me make sure I outdo them.
Right.
That instead you could be working together and get the money together.
Correct.
Get the bag together.
Yes.
Correct.
Because there's enough room for all of us. This multi-million-dollar flip they got, I'm going to get a piece of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got an invoice coming.
I got an
apparently.
invoice coming.
Yeah,
You see
invoice
that?
coming
But
to
at the
pay.
end of the day, it's about collaboration,
Dinner's
not
on Dinner's on you.
no.
Yeah.
It's about collaboration.
not
Dinner's on
necessarily
Adonis tonight, right?
competition.
Dinner's-
Because I'm hungry. I told him I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
don't you
I
want some
ate.
kava, bro?
I
Don't
ate,
you want a
so
kava
I'm
bowl?
good. So,
Don't you want a kava bowl? He
Yeah,
loves
don't you want
kava
a
now. I
kava
didn't
bowl?
put him on.
kava bowl of what?
Kava. It's kava.
C-A-V-A.
It's
I don't know. Wait. So let me pause.
It's like
Kava
Mediterranean.
bowl. If you want to sponsor, feel free to reach out
Oh,
to us.
yeah,
we
I'm
would
sorry.
love to have you sponsor.
I'm sorry. Don't you
so
want
this way,
bleep? bowl.
No.
This is
Ain't no free, no free bug.
We want
them.
Cavabo to know.
You're not
Listen,
getting- you're
you
not
got
getting
name
free
dropped on
publicity.
360, so if you want to sponsor and be the official food sponsor post 360 TV, let us know. We'll gladly post your menu, have our guests go holler at you. Feel free to reach out to us, support at myRE360.com to sponsor Cavabo. Waiting on you.
See what happens every time. He does this all the time, right? But we talk about manifestation tonight.
Oh, it really does
One
happen?
of these days,
One of
these
every
major
episode.
corporations are gonna watch this,
And they're gonna be like, we're
and
gonna
they are
sponsor
gonna
them.
be like, we're gonna sponsor them.
Yep.
So that's
We're gonna
our
take
way.
them up.
We doing it.
Every
so-
episode,
So who's
y'all,
on- who's
someone
on the
name
list?
drops something, and I'm like, feel free to
Whoever
sponsor
happens.
us.
Huh?
Whoever you
Happen.
drop, right?
Well, you dropped Cavabo, so Cavabo, when you ready, you holler at me.
Me too.
So speaking of the word drop, this reminds me how sometimes people just drop the ball on certain stuff.
Yes.
Correct.
Happens every
happens.
day.
Right?
It does.
With that said, you ever been
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
optically observing real estate, trying to get into the business? You ever been rectally?
Rectally.
What the hell? Why?
Rectally.
Where are you going?
What is rectally? Is that eyes? Oh, that's the anus.
I didn't know we were supposed to look up.
Oh, that's wait, that's the anus.
That's your ass, dog.
oh. Wait. Let's run that back.
That's probably one of the few times we need a break.
That shit threw me through a loop. I wasn't ready for it.
Audible on the play. That's okay, bro. We'll just rewind.
Flag.
Ready?
We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back.
Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Have you ever been?
No, I have not been rectally violated. No.
Have you
absolutely
ever
not.
been optically observing
Oh, okay.
some projects and you can't help but ask yourself, like, what in the good hell is going on here?
Absolutely.
Have you ever been visualizing what your next project is going to be? Have you ever been optically optimizing where your next innovation is going to come from? And then you run across some shit that has you asking, like, yo, what is popping? That's why we started. Whose man's is this?
Oh.
Huh.
Oh,
What?
Oh wow.
So clearly, so clearly, they don't want anybody to take a shit in their house.
They don't want
They
to
don't want
wipe
anybody.
anything.
Yo.
So if you got a number two, don't come to this house. at
Don't
all.
come over here.
Right, don't come over here at all.
Don't wipe your ass.
2020 was real. This tissue shit is a real story. Like,
that's
I
true,
need to
too.
know you committed.
Let's be clear.
Listen. I have to interrupt right now. I threw a party. I'm not gonna say what it was because that's my business. I threw a party. Yo, I looked in my cabinet above the guest bathroom. Bro, all my tissue was gone.
Somebody stole your tissue.
Yeah.
So listen,
Somebody stole my
Well, clearly
tissue.
you got good toilet
Or somebody
paper.
needed to wipe their ass.
And then they didn't do a good job because the next morning there was a roll of tissue in the driveway, and I'm like, you missed one.
But you know what though? You know why I like this person? Because this obviously happened in
I don't like
2020
this person.
during the
No.
tissue
At all.
craze, when like tissue was like this
He said,
rare
"Hide that
commodity
shit."
for some strange
So
reason.
first off, yeah, I don't like this person at all. The toilet paper thing, I don't get it. And then the rest of the bathroom just ass
Trash.
tacky.
But wait a
And it
minute.
looked like if somebody got an unfinished drink on the countertop, that looked like a Glade like air freshener.
That's a Glade air
right.
freshener, somebody's toiletry bag. Okay, but okay,
They set you
back
up to fail.
Back
They
to
give
this.
you the air freshener.
First of all,
no tissue.
I'm anal. You got it turned the wrong way. The
You're
toilet,
anal?
the toilet
We
paper.
had all kind of ass.
The toilet paper is supposed to roll towards you. So let me tell you what I do. My friend and I were just
You're
talking about
anal,
this last
looking
night.
at the toilet.
Let me tell you something. We will turn the toilet paper. My friend and I just said this the other day. If I'm
Oh,
in somebody's
yes,
house
they
and it
got it
rolls
wrong.
under, toilet paper should roll towards you.
That is debatable.
I learned that from my grandmother.
Oh, so we
no, it's
already know
supposed
what
to
he
roll
did.
towards you. So your toilet paper look like that?
You like that?
You got to turn it around. But either way,
It just don't matter.
who's reaching for that? Who's
It does
gonna get
matter.
that?
What are you talking about? So he's
How you
an
gonna
under
get that?
guy. Are you an under or over?
Under or over?
Are you
I'm
an
a under.
Oh,
it's gonna be over.
It's a natural.
natural progression.
Over. The toilet paper needs to roll towards you.
It's over.
It's over. The
are-
toilet paper
you
needs
are-
to
Let
come
me
towards you.
ask you this: do y'all have issues where your toilet paper break off a lot?
No.
No, I buy high quality toilet paper.
Thank you.
My shit is damn near bath cloth.
That shit is sheer. That shit is sheer.
Well,
so
that shit right there, I don't know what that is.
Sheer.
We can see the paint color through the tissue.
That's worse than a gas station like toilet paper, bro. That's terrible.
To the homeowner who's going to use sheer tissue paper that got to roll it up about 20 times to get a solid, clean wipe.
I don't know who mans that is.
To the guest who didn't know where the toilet paper was, so you just walked up shitty booty back into the party. All I need to know is, whose mans is this?
That just got real bad. It just got worse.
In your drawers.
Oh my God.
Is that?
Wait,
whoa.
what?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the mother-in-law suite. So, you know what, Big Mama, go ahead, get you a shower.
Shower right electrifying. Shower in this one right here.
That's
I'll never have a shower like this again.
Again, ever in your life.
And they got the nerve to have the boat out. What is that? The boat
the
out.
Fucking boat out curtain ride. You know,
to make more room so you don't not next to the
this
electrical
curtain ride
panel.
killing them right now. It's like
just so you can get a little bit further away from the electrical panel that has no business being in this.
Is this a real picture?
This
like
is a real crib. Yo, electrician. Hey man, I just can't help but feel the electrical panel should not be in the shower, bro. Are you an electrician?
Right.
Touche.
No, that was your man up the street. That was not an electrician. That's somebody that said, "Oh, I do electrical work."
Like, yo, oh, you put a panel in this joint? Oh,
that's another thing, guys.
Put a vent in this joint.
Right.
Hire people.
There is an AC vent in there.
No, listen.
There is
I didn't even notice that.
I saw that.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
So the electrician's trying to one-up me?
Right.
Cool. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
That's another thing. You hire people in their trade. Don't be hiring your cousin, uncle, brother, sister that say they do electrical work, because this is how it ends up.
No, that panel is new though.
Yeah, but
no, it's a brand. That's a bomb-ass
this is
panel,
what
but it's in the
happens.
wrong spot.
This is what happens
It
when
really
your
is.
technician is the tile guy, electrician, HVAC
Correct.
guy, and your plumber all
And
in
the
one.
plumber all in
Correct.
So word of wise, people, when you're looking for a contractor and they got like a litany of things they do, this is probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
To the one all-in-one plumber, electrician, tile guy, shower guy, general handyman, plumber, HVAC guy. To the homeowner who's going to take that shower of doom and have the water sprinkle on their chest for the last time because they're going to get 220 volts surging through every
last time.
morsel of their spirit. All I need to know is, whose mans is this?
Oh my God.
Oh wow. This is a ramp to nowhere.
If get the fuck out of here was a picture.
This is a ramp to rejection.
If this is somebody that hates the handicap and anybody with children, here you go.
You know, like,
Ramp to rejection.
yo, the park is not wheelchair friendly.
Right.
Yo, build the ramp. All right, motherfucker,
Turn
I got
around.
you.
So they built the ramp.
And then my man's was like, yo, this
Let me
shit
put this
is not.
fence up.
Right.
All right.
Man, we got this iron fence that's going up.
They never had a ramp
It's
to
gonna be
begin
bomb.
with. They never had a ramp. It was like, yo, where's your ramp? I was like, all right, man, fine.
This
False.
Here you go.
This is blocked with the T. They're gonna make it easy for you to get rejected. People, this is a live picture of me in the club. They're gonna make it easy for me to get rejected.
No, those joggers made it easy.
Damn.
For the
man.
last, y'all, this is
Damn.
professional
She got
quality.
you with that
Where is the
uppercut, dog.
shader meter?
She got you with that uppercut.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
They already looked at them joggers and said, "Whose man's is this?"
Oh, y'all, this is good quality.
They looked at the joggers and they put you in the ramp line. They was like, you go on the ramp line.
Right on the ramp line.
You on the ramp line.
Blocked.
Hold on, joggers.
Your friends was like, "Oh, y'all can get in. He can't. Is he with y'all?" No.
No.
He not.
Yeah, so this is what happens when they say no kids allowed. They're like, yo, bro,
That's
trust
No
me.
kids
No.
No
allowed.
kids allowed.
To the park coordinator who was insistent there's going to be no goddamn kids at the park today.
Period.
To the fence technician who did not get his last check and was telling him, all right, motherfucker, you don't got to pay me. I'll show you. All I need to know is, whose mans is this?
No.
Wait.
Whose man is that?
And
That's the rectum violation earlier.
So admittedly,
you chose that one.
no, that's actually me on American Gladiator.
No, it's not.
That's me on
Y'all, come on, pull it back in.
No, cue that shit.
That's me on American Gladiators.
No, it's
Brian,
not. That's not your tattoo.
Pull up the other picture of me and for.
You for real?
Bro, that's not you.
I was like, oh shit.
That's
that
not
is
the
him.
same tattoo.
That's not you.
That's not you.
That is you. Oh shit.
Damn.
That is you.
So you was like,
No, dude, I never knew that about you.
I mean, like, it's not something I lead a conversation
Adonis,
with.
you were on American
So what happened in
Gladiator.
this?
Whose
Like,
man's
Is
is
that?
this? Where's Lauren?
So whose man's is that? Determined in this
Adonis said, it's morphing time. Red Ranger.
shit.
We've definitely seen that face before, though. Every time you do like a close up,
though. Like who's
Same
in
face.
love American Gladiators?
So, wait, give him the Hulk shot, though.
Wait,
Give him
are
the
you
Hulk
6 feet
shot.
though?
What's that? I'm
you
6 foot.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
play me.
Are you sure?
Don't play me. Don't play me like I am.
I ain't gonna lie, that's
That's like
suspect.
5'10" and a half. Oh man.
Hit me with Hulk.
That's
That's
Lauren's man.
Hit me with
Let me
Hulk.
take a
What is
picture of
this?
that. Oh. Oh man. Oh. Send me that. I need that.
Hey, but let me tell you what happened. So the picture where he was
I
being
need that.
interviewed, she said, so how do you feel? I know you didn't place. He said, I feel great, but I think I'm about to start real estate.
This I know didn't play, but
I think I'm about to start real estate.
yo, right, you're a jerk.
Ryan, how did you
and
find
That's your
that?
girl, right?
That's Layla Ali.
Layla Ali.
That's Layla
How
Ali.
did you find that, Ryan?
he mentioned it, and I said, "Give me all those pictures."
So who
Yo,
is this?
I
Is
need
this
the
like
whole
laser
episode.
turn-
Production.
This laser
I need
taser
the
blazer.
whole- I need
Wait,
the whole
Adonis,
episode.
how old were
I need the whole
you?
episode.
I was 23 when I did American Gladiators.
Get out of here,
Holy
bro.
shit.
I was
man.
23.
That's
This was the
awesome,
comeback season of American Gladiators.
So Lauren
awesome.
can really say that wasn't my man's.
At all. Oh my
You
gosh.
do the one where like they shoot at you with like the tennis ball.
I didn't do
gas.
that
wait,
one. But that is me getting pulled off the wall. That is me winning on the rings.
Are you sure?
Nah, I won the episode.
Oh,
Did you
that's
really?
awesome.
I did.
I
Go
need
to
to
go
see
to the
the
eliminator
episode.
one. Go to the eliminator one.
Yo,
I mean, wow.
this is a 360 rare.
Look at this.
I don't know.
Look at
Jeff
this baby
has more
face.
points.
Oh my God.
Well, no, this is going into
How
the
did you win?
eliminator. This is going into the eliminator. When Layla Ali was interviewing me, I had just won the episode. When I'm all
What?
washed, when I'm like, Layla, I had just won the episode. Yeah.
This is.
Man,
I
this
have
is dope, dude.
so much material from you.
But wait, not even
This
that,
is
because
awesome.
let me tell
So
y'all
much.
something. This popped
who
up the
didn't wanna
first
be on
time.
the show, though?
Adonis didn't say shit about it. He was just like, oh yeah, and then he was like, oh, that's me.
He let it. He
and
tried
it's
to
like,
let it
oh,
ride.
I
He
ain't
tried
gonna
to
lie,
let
I
it
need a picture of
ride.
this. This is gonna be like anytime
Yo.
you call me.
Let me tell y'all something. Google everybody. See, I could have
Adonis-
probably been knew
Adonis
this,
Lockett,
but I didn't Google
American Gladiator. Man.
I didn't Google.
Oh man, that's real material right
Listen,
there.
listen.
That's what's up.
I've had a fun life. You know.
Huh?
This is pre-real estate.
You got taken out by laser and taser and blade.
Oh my God.
Oh, this has been fun.
This has been a great episode. We can't
Right.
thank you all enough for your time.
Appreciate you.
So before we go, can you please tell the people how they can contact you if they need the interior design and soon
Property
to be
inspector.
Yes, sir.
Podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do people holler at you?
All right, I got a lot of tags, so I'm just gonna say Mrs. K Ray because that's the first tag, and you can find all my tags on there. It's MRS because I'm married, K because it's Kimmy, Ray, RAE. So MRSKRAE. You can find all my tags. Catch 22 Boutique. You can find Jackson Jacob Harris because that's our baby. Plug him because he models. And
Actually, both our
Rep your
children
hashtag.
model.
Rep
yeah,
your
both our
brand.
kids model
Both
now.
our children model.
Yes, both
They
our
come from
kids.
good loins, you know.
Good loins.
Where's the
He
shade?
did.
Shadometer?
No, that's a positive plug.
No, you didn't see her face.
No. What'd she say?
because that.
I ain't gonna tell them.
Anyway.
Oh, I
not
ain't
my
got good
story to
loins?
tell.
You really
do.
gonna be on camera trying to
Not
play
my
like I
story.
ain't
got
got
good loins.
I got good
You
loins.
really want to
Yeah,
keep talking
y'all
about my
kids ain't
loins
popping,
in this?
bro.
You really want to keep talking about that? Anyway, I'm sorry.
All right, Mrs. K. Ray, Catch 22 Boutique, and Real Women Real Estate. Let me
Yes.
get that out. Real Women Real Estate.
Dope
You
show.
can find him at.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can find me at the Jasper Harris
The crib.
_ on Instagram, and then also I have my Inspector page,
Inspector.
Inspector _ Harris.
Inspector.
Inspector.
Well, Inspector was taken. I can't blame. Take that up on Instagram.
Inspector.
Yeah, Inspector. Yeah. Like Inspector Deck from the Wu-Tang. You wouldn't
See,
know
I was
about
waiting
that.
for her, bro. I was waiting for it. Where to come through?
She
Where
don't
to
know
come
about
I'm
through?
that.
from
She don't know
Houston.
about
I
that.
did not want to call that out. But I was
Supposedly.
like, come on, bro, pull through for me.
Yeah,
When he
like
said
so, like
Inspector-
Inspector Deck, Inspector _ Harris.
You from like fucking like Wyoming, so
No,
I don't
don't
expect
do
you to
that.
understand.
I'm from Arkansas.
I don't expect you to
Don't do
understand.
that.
Because when
Where
I
in
said
Arkansas
Wu-
you from?
Bruh,
Little
first
Rock,
off,
that's
you
why we
can't,
relate.
you
relate
can't
with
stick your chest.
Texas.
You can't stick your
That's
chest out on
From Little
Arkansas
Rock.
like
Yes,
that.
I mean,
I
like,
can.
yo, you
How?
can't.
Yes, I
When I
can.
drop Woo, you all scrunched up in the face. Like, what's popping, man?
So the,
like,
I feel
you
like
upsetting me right
the
now.
two things Arkansas got going for
It's
them
nothing.
is Bill Clinton
And nothing.
and banging in Little Rock.
Y'all don't
banging
even
in Little
know.
Rock.
Y'all
was
not
back
finna-
in the 80s.
Y'all not finna
in
disrespect
Walmart.
my city. Shout out to everybody
First of all,
from
look-
Arkansas. Your wife from Arkansas. Ooh.
Not Little Rock, though.
Ooh. It don't matter. She
Well,
from
Little
Arkansas.
Rock's the only part of Arkansas that's the best, so.
Well,
Now,
she's
you know, I
technically
can't,
from
you
like
know, I
Chicago,
can't.
but she just lived in Arkansas.
She was
okay.
there.
Well, our kids are technically from Houston, both of them.
Yeah,
Boom.
But they
something
live in
like
Dallas,
that. Yeah, something like that.
feel you on that.
They're Dallasites.
So,
Sadly.
Inspector Harris.
Inspector _ Harris.
Yeah.
Go to the Jasper Harris and you'll be able to find them all there.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
All right.
Let him live. Let him holler. at
No,
his
oh
inspector.
wait, his better one, his other one.
I ain't even
So
chime in
I'm
on
trying to plug him up.
But
So
the other one is kind of hard though. It's like a lot of underscores. But
yeah,
it's like,
because
It'd
him
be
and
like
his underscores.
Jazz underscore
it's a-
spur
it is,
underscore
it is.
head
No,
underscore
it's
wrist.
A-
it's
Under-
A _ dad _ his _ tools.
No, too
Dad
much.
and his
Too-
tools.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
Correct.
Don't
delete
even put
that.
I left it
See?
alone. I
Delete
left it
that.
alone. I left it alone. You brought it up.
But I only wanted to bring it up because he likes to actually do stuff. Yeah, Ryan
It's
said
all-
wrap this
Yeah,
shit
wrap
up.
that
It's all
up.
good.
He likes to do.
Fair enough.
Jasper
not
likes to
drunk.
do.
I am.
You know, he
I
actually
do
likes to put
I
hands on his
I do
investments.
like being hands-on, so I do like to build things. I do like to do painting and stuff in the investment.
We got some shutters. I'm still waiting to go back up.
Okay, and you're going to keep
shade.
waiting.
So to our
the-
viewers, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Let us know. We want some more feedback. We are starting a new season of 360 TV, and who knows, we might select you to come on the show one day.
Please like and subscribe, because that was clearly on the monitor that Darian just vastly overlooked. Like and subscribe. Register. Get your account on 360, www.myRE360.com. Yes, I am drunk. And as always,
No, he's not.
I have been,
not,
I have
guys.
been
He's
your
not.
host, Adonis Lockett. And again, I have my very too much overpaid and unreliable underling, Darian Coleman.
You already know.
And our guests tonight have been phenomenal. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Thank
Oh, yeah.
you.